Get the Intel, the podcast meant for those of us trying to find out what the hell is going on in the field. Here we discuss tools, techniques, and approaches that you can implement to streamline operations and let you focus on your craft.
Hello, Chad Gill here. I am the host of the Get the Intel podcast, and this episode is part of our Global Speakers Academy series. The GSA is an EO training program on storytelling and public speaking by communication experts. The GSA series is to highlight those members who have attended and the stories that they have to tell. This episode is brought to you by Laminin Coaching. Laminin is a business coaching company with a focus on contractors in and around construction. We not only help you with proposing solutions and methods, but we implement them in your business as well. After all, good ideas are not useful until they're implemented. So if you're ready to elevate your business, visit us at laminincoach.com to see our full range of services. So joining me today is Anna Madill. Anna is an impact entrepreneur and investor, speaker, mentor, and community leader who strives to leave the world a little better each day. Her work as a CEO and founder of Avenue serves as a vehicle to empower transformational change for her team, her clients, and her community. Anna's efforts have been recognized by the Portland Business Journal as CEO of the Year in 2023 and by B Lab with the B Corp Best for the World designation in the Workers and Community categories in 2022. Along with a host of other awards, she lives in Portland, Oregon with her husband and her almost 4-year-old. So Anna, thank you so much for doing this. I'm anxious to talk to you, kind of learn a little bit about what it is you're speaking on.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Chad. This is going to be fun, and thank you for the introduction as well.
Yeah, that's a rack of awards you got there. It's a CEO of the Year. That's always good. I don't have one of those.
Thank you. I feel like that made me sound way too good. I don't know about that. As I was listening to you, I was kind of chuckling to myself.
You're like, who is that? I think I got Dad of the Year when my kid was in kindergarten, and I haven't had anything since then. So we'll see.
I think that's a more prestigious award, though, in my opinion. If I could get Mom of the Year, that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's it. I know, kidding. Oh my gosh. So, what is the thesis, like the topic of your talk that you're giving?
Yeah, so the thesis of my signature talk is that conscious marketing is the best way to transform your business from the inside out.
So, what exactly is conscious marketing?
It's a great question, and I do my best to unpack that in my talk that I have developed. But essentially, conscious marketing is a way of thinking about the whole operations of your company and how you are putting that message out into the world, from the very foundational structure of your business all the way into the marketing and the culture of your company.
So it's tying the actual operations of your company and projecting that out through your marketing so people understand not only who you are and what you do, but like how you do it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I believe so.
It is super interesting. And it's not like you're worried about broadcasting trade secrets and stuff like this. Is more about how you is more about how you treat people and how you handle problems, or like what is it that you want to convey to people when if you're saying I'm going to conscious market my company, what does that mean?
Yeah. So it is a lot more than just marketing. And I think the journey that I experienced, my company, Avenue, we went through a lot of ups and downs, but actually some significant downs in the early years. And so this talk is really around me helping share what we learned and discovered through sort of the transformation of our company, and me not wanting to have other business owners, whether they're CEOs or entrepreneurs, even marketers, having to go through the same sort of pain that I went through in my business. If there's even just one shred of or small little nugget that I can bestow, I would, this is what the talk is all about. So I guess to answer the question, it is sort of transformation of the entire company. But what I've found, and I think this is also being in our company, is a digital marketing and social media agency. So our team just day in and day out is in the weeds of running campaigns, working with the algorithms that power platforms like Meta, Facebook, Instagram, Google. And so we have really found that today's marketing landscape is much more than just, throwing a marketing message, a slogan, or a tagline out there, that in order to really connect with your customer or your potential client, that there really needs to be some actual heart to the message that you're putting out, and I guess maybe it's more of a lived experience that you are sharing that can be believed and trusted by potential customers. And that to do that, you really have to make some changes internally to the company, to the business, to be able to project that outwardly and connect with the customers that you are looking to connect with.
That's good, because then I guess you're setting up an identity, and then bring, birds of the same feather. You're looking to pull in the customers that fit in with your model and your identity, because I would imagine that makes it easier to work for them and more effective for you to work with them if you know kind of you have a shared experience.
Yeah, I agree. I think that for Avenue, what we have shared really attracts what we find to be the ideal or the right fit client for us. And so we know who we are as a company, and we know who would benefit from the work and the values that we share. And so I think that when clients do decide to sign on or become a partner of ours, there's a real affinity or shared values there. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they hire us because we do great marketing work and we can deliver those outcomes. But also there's a piece of it that while doing that, they can feel really good that the team behind the work that is being put out there is thinking about these things in a really critical way.
Wow. So, it's a unifying theme I hear when I meet with, especially in EO. I guess that's what I love about that group. But everybody is, you hear about cutthroat business and, this is just business, and it's always got a negative connotation associated. But that's not at all my experience in EO. And it's kind of like what you were saying about the reason you're giving this talk. It's to get people to avoid the pain that you went through. And I don't know if you can elaborate a little bit about what that story was.
Yeah.
This is the topic of your talk. You don't want to give it away, but like what makes you like, do you, because you could have come out of it and said, you know what, I made it, and if you want to figure it out, you go handle it, but instead you're saying, look, I took all these hits. Let me just tell you, and you can avoid them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to share some of that story. And, part of it is hoping to help folks avoid some of that pain, but also just thinking that I really believe that the world needs a little bit more good in it. And there's so much marketing out there that, maybe isn't the best, or it's just noise. And so if, we can help clients or additional companies be more intentional or thoughtful about their marketing and what they're putting out into the world, that's only going to benefit potential customers, clients, consumers as well.
And is that kind of like the same vein of what conscious marketing is having a higher purpose other than I just want to market? It's I want to change things. I want to impact things. I want to do good things. And I'm using my market for you. I'm using marketing as an avenue to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So a lot of what I think the consumer movement has been trending towards is wanting to put dollars towards a company or a product that is doing more than just being a product or a widget or a something out there. And that if that is an audience that, a customer wants to connect with, or just be a part of, I guess, more of the discernment that I think consumers are having these days about where they place their dollars, that this can just be a framework for being much more authentic about that.
Is there a particular company, like, obviously you guys, but is there a particular company that people would know about where you'd say they've nailed it on conscious marketing?
I think one of the better examples, and this is maybe more on the extreme end of it, would be Patagonia. As an example, they are super purpose driven. I think, most people listening to this podcast have probably at least heard of Patagonia, whether or not you like their products or not. But just on the extreme side of things, I think that they have really, truly lived their values. Their founder, Yvon Chouinard, committed to the purpose of Patagonia being a company that is good for planet Earth, essentially. And so rather than just, donating some money to nonprofits that might support that cause. Patagonia has really embedded that into the structure and the operations of their company, and even how they market, such that on Black Friday, which just happened, so this is very relevant, you probably had an inbox inundated with marketing emails, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, discount, sale, etc. The one email that I got from Patagonia had no messaging about sales. It was all about, well, I can't remember the exact messaging, I'd have to pull it up, but it was about how to give back to the planet, essentially, at a very high level. So there was no ask about buying product on Black Friday, probably the biggest sales day for most retailers. It was all about committing to protecting planet Earth. They also became a purpose trust, which means that all of their profits are going back to support the planet. That would be an extreme version, but hopefully that at least illustrates a little bit about how those values can become lived within an organization.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I think we'd all be okay if our companies turned into Patagonia. I mean, that's a pretty strong, pretty strong recommendation. I don't know if I had the physical fitness to be the CEO of it, but I'm happy to wear some of their apparel for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Anna, this has been great. This is fantastic. So you are available. We can get bookings with you to come and give a talk and explain this to us, and that kind of thing. And so, is the best way to contact you for that through your website, or what's the best way to reach out to you?
Yeah, through the website is great. We have a contact form, and I'm happy to share my email, which is Anna, ANNA, at avenueagency.com is also a great way to reach out to.
Perfect. And that's a well thought out email address. You meet this, some people who are like, it's like G Javonian at Brothers Construction and Apparel and Siding.com. You're like, wow, that's a who's going to email that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Anna. And we'll put a link in it in the show notes and everything as well. And perfect. I look forward to hearing the whole talk.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Get the Intel. We'll see you next time, and be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.